would have done better than Skull?
1,000%, without a doubt. I would have beat Canelo. And this is what I've been saying. He's over the hill. Obviously, Crawford's a great fighter. Canelo's a great fighter. But I just think that this has more hype around it. And, you know, we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Canelo, I'm coming, my puta. Ah!
The thing I'm thinking about is why you guys asking for that especially fight Jake Paul. Please, guys.
Jake Paul is turning up the heat once again, this time setting his sights on boxing royalty. The YouTuber turned boxer boldly claimed he would wash Canelo Alvarez, insisting the Mexican superstar would be embarrassed if they ever shared the ring. Canelo, for his part, acknowledged Jake Paul's efforts, crediting him for bringing more attention to the sport. However, he didn't mince words when drawing a line between entertainment and elite competition. While he admitted Jake is choosing decent opponents and building a name for himself, Canelo made it clear, stepping in with world-class fighters is an entirely different level. And Jake's not there yet.
Canelo, how easy of a fight is Jake Paul? How easy of a fight is Jake Paul?
I don't want to say any bad things. I think he doing good things for his own team, but boxing is a little bit different when you fight in a fighter.
Jake Paul isn't letting up. In addition to claiming he would wash Canelo Alvarez, the YouTuber turned boxer now says Canelo is over the hill and insists he would have beaten him had they fought on May 3rd at cruiserweight. Backing up his bold talk, Jake pointed to his performance against Mike Tyson last November, noting that he threw more punches in their 8 2-minute round bout than Canelo did in his full 12-round fight against William Skull. According to Jake, the numbers speak for themselves, and so does his confidence.
Canelo's last fight, what do you think of Canelo? It's boring, guys. I mean, come on. I threw more punches against Mike Tyson in 8 2-minute rounds than he did in a 12-round fight.
Do you think you would have done better than Skull?
1,000%, without a doubt. I would have beat Canelo. And this is what I've been saying. He's over the hill.
Jake Paul continued his verbal assault on Canelo Alvarez, calling the Mexican star's recent performance boring and unimpressive. Paul argued that Canelo is clearly past his prime and doubled down on his belief that he would have beaten him if they had fought on May 3rd at cruiserweight. Jake didn't stop there. He claimed there was more action in his bout against Mike Tyson than in any of Canelo's recent outings. He even went so far as to suggest that a potential clash between Canelo and Terence Crawford would be less entertaining than his own upcoming fight, that in Paul's view. Both Canelo and Crawford have delivered lackluster performances lately, and he's confident that his next bout will generate more hype and be more exciting for fans.
Oh, for sure. I mean, obviously Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds. Yeah, I mean, it was a collaboration with Oscar De La Hoya and our ideas of lining up future opponents to become world champion.
Jake, can we get a knockout?
Say it again?
Can we get a knockout this time?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What round?
It's been too long. I think it can be less than 3 rounds.
Jake Paul didn't hold back, claiming that if Canelo Alvarez ever stepped into the ring with him, it would be nothing short of embarrassing for the Mexican icon. According to Jake, Canelo is no longer the same fighter he once was, and facing someone younger, cockier, and fearless like himself would only expose that decline that in Jake's eyes. The fight wouldn't even be competitive. He envisions a one-sided beatdown that would tarnish Canelo's legacy and leave fans questioning his place among boxing's elite.
And whatever he needs to motivate himself and whatever he dreams he has in his head, but he's not going to beat me, so he's just going to be another legend that I'm going to beat and embarrass.
On top of that, Canelo Alvarez addressed the possibility of fighting Jake Paul by making his stance crystal clear. Jake simply isn't on his level. Canelo stated that Paul isn't ready to face someone of his caliber and should focus on continuing to improve as a boxer before a matchup like that could even be considered. Jake, however, sees it the other way around. In his eyes, it's Canelo who has more to prove. Jake believes Canelo needs to sharpen his skills, test himself against real threats, and show he's still worthy of sharing the ring with a rising force like him.
I think some people would love you for knocking him out. I think that's
Maybe that's right. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's right. But in 2 years, we'll see, right? I hope he improve more and he do a really good job. Really, I say this and serious. I hope he doing really good job and improve in boxing and it's fine.
Eyes that normally wouldn't.
Everything is good for boxing. He bring more fans to in boxing. Everything is good. Everything is fine.
Is he a little crazy though, saying the things he says, thinking that he could fight you?
No, he's not crazy. He's not crazy. He's fine and dreaming of something, right? You need to put goals in your mind and dream. It's okay.
A little delusional, no? You've been doing this your whole life, and he's been doing it 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, it's good dreaming.
Jake Paul didn't hold back during his latest press conference, once again taking aim at Canelo Alvarez. Paul claimed that Canelo's recent comments about him not being on his level are actually a sign that the Mexican star is washed. In Jake's words, it's a fair assumption, especially after what he described as a lackluster performance from Canelo against William Skull. Paul also lumped Terence Crawford into the mix, saying both fighters looked like shells of their former selves, with neither showing the explosiveness fans once expected. Paul revealed that he and Canelo were actually in talks last February to fight on May 3rd. However, when Turkey Alashik signed Canelo to a 4-fight deal, he instead matched him against William Skull. Paul criticized the move, suggesting Turkey should have let Canelo fight him instead, arguing it would have been far more entertaining. Jake then emphasized the pace of his own fight against Mike Tyson, saying, "I threw more punches in 8 2-minute rounds than he did in a 12-round fight against William Skull." He added that Canelo looked completely unconditioned, like he had done no cardio training, and pointed out that Canelo only threw 152 punches the entire fight. When asked whether his upcoming fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. would be more entertaining than Canelo versus Terence Crawford on September 13th, Paul didn't hesitate. 1,000%. Without a doubt, I would have beaten Canelo. This is what I've been saying. He's over the hill. Oh, for sure. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez is making it clear he's not done yet. Recent training footage shows the Mexican superstar looking as sharp and dangerous as ever, exploding on the pads with heavy combinations, fierce hooks, and pinpoint footwork. Every punch looks fight-ending, and his intense focus signals one thing. He's ready to silence the doubters and make a statement in his next outing. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is ramping up his training as he prepares for what many consider the toughest test of his career, a showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Known for his discipline, precision, and relentless work ethic, Crawford is leaving no stone unturned in camp. With the challenge of moving up in weight, he's intensely focused on building strength, speed, and endurance to match the physical demands of facing a bigger, more experienced opponent. Behind the scenes, his team is crafting a meticulous game plan designed to neutralize Canelo's power, experience, and ring IQ to Crawford's unwavering dedication and laser-sharp focus. Make it clear, he's approaching this bout not just with belief, but with total confidence and a fierce determination to shock the world. Clearly, it's worth considering that Turkey Alashik may have made the right call by steering Canelo Alvarez away from a fight with Jake Paul. Had Canelo lost to Jake, it would have been nearly impossible to justify a major showdown with Terence Crawford afterward. A defeat to Paul, in Jake's words, would have rendered Canelo useless in terms of top-tier matchups. Jake didn't hold back in his assessment of the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight either. Asterisk, obviously, Crawford is a great fighter. Canelo is a great fighter, but I just think this has more hype than substance. We just saw them both come off boring, tight fights, and they're probably just going to dance around for 12 rounds. Asterisk, Paul said. He doubled down on the claim that the fight will be boring, insisting that neither fighter has much left in the tank and that the bout is likely more about cashing a check than putting on a show. According to Paul, a Canelo-Paul fight would be more meaningful for the sport. From his perspective, boxing needs fresh energy, not two aging champions coasting through another pay-per-view event. Meanwhile, Keon Davis, a fighter who has trained alongside both Crawford and Canelo, weighed in on the highly anticipated clash. When asked to pick a winner, Davis leaned toward Canelo, pointing to the significant weight gap. He emphasized how tough it is to move up multiple divisions, even for someone as talented and adaptable as Crawford. While Davis praised Crawford's skill set, he noted that Canelo's size and physicality could ultimately prove to be the deciding factor.
If I have to pick, if I had to pick, I'll put Canelo, just because of the weight disparity. You know, it's tough moving up that many weight classes, but if anybody can do it, it'll be Terence Crawford. You know, he's talented. He's a great fighter. He does everything well. He adjusts well. He has the mindset. Canelo's gonna come prepared. I think he's gonna be totally motivated for this fight. I think we're gonna see like a great Canelo. You know what? I don't like getting too much into that. Right. Weight class is there for a reason. And when you're lighter, you can do different things. When you're heavier, you can do different things. With weight classes come different tools that you can use. Heavyweights use more of their body weight. They can use their long reach for certain different things when they're fighting smaller heavyweights. You got guys in small weight classes, they can run off combinations. You can't really say with Chocolito, he has very competent combination puncher at middleweight.
There's a strong case to be made for both fighters, and Keon Davis made sure to emphasize that point. He praised both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford as elite competitors who will undoubtedly bring their best to the ring on fight night. Davis highlighted Crawford's exceptional counterpunching ability and relentless competitiveness, noting that even when pushed to the limit in sparring, Crawford never seems to tire. According to Davis, Crawford's sharp footwork and precise counters will be crucial tools in avoiding Canelo's trademark power shots.
You know what it is? His counterpunching is really good. But even better than that, his competitiveness. He's so competitive. When we were sparring, if I was getting out on him, he'll come back and he'll get out on me. You know, he's not going to let things he's not going to just let it fly. And if he's having a bad day, he'll turn his bad day into a good day. You know, he's that kind of competitor. You know, he's an all-time competitor. You know, I think that his counterpunching is going to be really sharp in the fight. I think that's his key to victory. Counterpunching, being first, being last, losing his footwork, staying away from the power of Canelo Alvarez.
Moving forward, Davis praised Canelo's world-class timing, underrated speed, and explosive power. He highlighted Canelo's ability to switch punches seamlessly during combinations and emphasized his sharp defensive instincts, noting that when Canelo chooses not to be hit, he's incredibly hard to touch.
Canelo's timing is world class.
He seems like his speed's a little underrated too.
Well, you know what? He changed his speed. You know, he's really explosive. So he'll turn an uppercut into a hook in a flash. And I think what's underrated about Terence Crawford, maybe the way that Terence Crawford picks his punches. His punch selection is A1. It's A1. I mean, it's probably next to none. You know, his punch selection where he's able to hit you where you don't think you can be hit is next to none. So, I mean, it's a great fight. I don't see why people are complaining about it. I think it's going to be really.
Regarding punch power, Keon explained that Crawford has sneaky power. He may not always throw heavy punches, but his precise timing and accuracy can really hurt. By contrast, Canelo is known for his devastating power that has forced opponents to back away, afraid to get hit.
Terence Crawford has sneaky power, you know. Every punch isn't hard, but he puts them in there. He's very accurate, which is even better than punching power. He hits you right on the money, and I think he can definitely do damage. To be able to hit Canelo, we'll have to see. We haven't seen it in a while. We haven't seen Canelo hurt in a while, and Canelo, we know he has great punching power. You see in his fights, guys are surviving because they don't want to get hit. They're running. And that just is testament to his punching power.
Secondly, pro boxer Joseph Brown shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and he's fully on board with the hype. Brown didn't hold back in praising both champions, highlighting their impressive resumes, elite skill sets, and relentless mental toughness. For Brown, this isn't just another big fight. It's a potential all-time classic, a battle between two pound-for-pound greats with legacy-defining stakes.
You got Bud Crawford and Canelo. They're slated to fight in September.
It's going to be an interesting fight. Honestly, it's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. Obviously, Canelo's got the weight and natural size advantage, but Bud's very technically skilled and sharp, so it's going to be a good fight.
Similarly, American former world champion Andre Ward didn't hesitate to place Terence Crawford at the very top when it comes to raw skill in boxing today. While Ward acknowledged the brilliance of fighters like Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and even named Jiren Ennis as a personal favorite, he made it clear that Crawford stands in a class of his own. Ward insisted that what sets Crawford apart isn't just his physical talent, it's his mindset and attitude.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
That's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that like I can bet the house on is Bud, because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away.
Ward described Crawford as a rare commodity, highlighting their shared ultra-competitive nature and relentless work ethic. Ward said, "There's always going to be disagreement, whether it's in boxing or anything else, but both men share a fiery passion that drives them to excel." According to Ward, it's that never-ending drive that truly sets Terence "Bud" Crawford apart from other fighters.
And to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talking, but until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Eventually, Mexican professional boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. criticized Canelo Alvarez's recent performances, calling them unimpressive and lacking entertainment value, especially his previous fight against Cuban boxer William Skell. In his view, neither Canelo nor his opponent delivered an engaging fight for the audience.
Speaking of Canelo, did you catch his past performance and what did you think?
You know, I always think that Canelo have a good performance, but the last one are not good. Don't look good. You know, his opponent and him don't make entertaining fight. So I don't know, man. I don't like it.
When asked about the upcoming fight between Canelo and Crawford, Chavez Jr. sided with Canelo, pointing to size as a key factor. He noted that Canelo is naturally the bigger fighter. He also questioned how much Crawford has left in the tank, given that Crawford is around 39 years old and didn't look his best in his last fight.
I think Canelo is the favorite of the fight. It's still a big than Crawford. And I don't know, Crawford, how is Crawford now? It's my age, 39, and his last performance don't look good. So I pick Canelo in the...
Yeah, any advice you can give to Crawford, any insight at all from, I know it's been years since you fought Canelo, he's gotten better, bigger.
Run.
So there you have it. Jake Paul isn't just chasing headlines. He's coming straight for boxing royalty with bold words, raw confidence, and zero hesitation. He called out Canelo Alvarez and made it clear he's not afraid of legends. He's aiming to become one. Whether you see it as delusion or destiny, one thing's for sure. Jake Paul just shook up the fight world again. The question now is, will Canelo answer? Is Jake Paul actually ready for Canelo? Or is he just chasing clouds? Would Canelo embarrass Jake in the ring? Or could Jake shock the world? And should Canelo even respond to Jake Paul's call-out? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single punch.